Welcome back, good people. Today we want to take the time to honor Jalen Hurts and his triumphs on and off the field. It's amazing how something you've accomplished changes how people look at you. Not only that, it can also change how many people have eyes on you. More eyes means potentially more scrutiny. Those who didn't know you very well or not at all begin to check you out. Sometimes they don't like what they find out and quickly lose interest. In other instances, what they find intrigues them. And depending on the person, some people might find themselves a new crush. For a lot of women, that's what happened for them when Jalen Hurts and his Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl a few weeks ago. To many of them, Jalen was a revelation. Who was this guy? He's so good looking. Why hadn't they heard of him before? He must be new or some type of overnight sensation. Though everyone wasn't familiar with Hurts, he's far from being new. In fact, he's been in the public eye for the better part of a decade. However, for the sake of those who are unaware, let's take a look at how Jalen Hurts has been hiding in plain sight. Despite being only 26 years old, Hurts has overcome a lot of naysayers and adversity. Jalen first came to the public's attention nationally in 2016 as a freshman at the University of Alabama. As you can see, he looked different then compared to how he looks now, as he chose to rock light-colored dreads at the time. While Hurts helped lead Alabama to the national title in both seasons where he was the starting quarterback, he still faced his share of struggles. Coach Nick Saban decided to bench Hurts and replace him at quarterback. Many questioned whether Hurts should still be the starter. While losing his job stung, Jalen stayed ready in case the team needed him. His dedication would come in handy when his team needed him the most. We take a slight pause to ask you, with all due gratitude, to like, share, and subscribe. Near the end of this video, you'll have additional videos to choose from, and sometimes those pop-ups make it difficult to like a video before it ends. So please consider giving us a thumbs up now and tap that bell to receive all notifications of new videos. Thank you kindly. Now back to the video. In the 2019 conference title game, Tua got hurt and the team had to turn to Jalen. He didn't let them down, as he led the Tide to a comeback victory and the conference championship. After the game, Hurts was widely lauded for the maturity he displayed in bouncing back from his benching to perform so well. At the end of 2018, Hurts completed his bachelor's degree in communications and information sciences. He did so in only 3 years. However, the following season, Tua retained the starting position. As a graduate student, Hurts was not open to a role as the backup quarterback. He decided to transfer to the University of Oklahoma to become their starting quarterback. Jalen introduced himself to their fans like this.
So, to my about-to-be family in Norman, Oklahoma, I truly appreciate you for bringing me on board. Y'all don't know me yet, but just for now, to introduce myself, I'm a motivated coach's son from the east side of Houston, and I love to play ball.
And with that being said, he immediately stepped into a leadership role. He also had his best season yet, culminating in a second-place finish in the Heisman Trophy voting. Often described as serious and focused, as a rookie in 2020, he started his career as a backup for Carson Wentz. Late in his rookie season, due to Carson Wentz's struggles, Jalen got his first chance to start a game. Nationally at the time, the move was seen as more of a motivational one for the struggling Wentz than it was an admission to how good they expected Jalen to be. To the surprise of many, Wentz never played another game for the Eagles. Hurts has been the full-time starter ever since. Jalen continued to hush the haters by winning and excelling. In his 5 years in the NFL, Hurts has become one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He's led the Eagles to the playoffs every year he's been the starter. He's also finished second in league most valuable player voting. Undoubtedly, above all those things, he's taken his team to the Super Bowl twice. While he lost in the first appearance, the second time was the charm. He was named most valuable player in the 2025 Super Bowl as his team dismantled Kansas City Chiefs to win the championship. Let me tell you. We just happened to be in Vegas. We were there for a concert. John B. Hay. We were there for a concert, but it was Super Bowl Sunday and everybody was having a good time. Of course, I am not a fan of Kansas City, so it was an extra celebration because I felt like my team won because Kansas City lost, but I digress. Yet Jalen's newfound national celebrity and popularity is not merely because he won a championship. Let's face it, other guys have won the Super Bowl too, and they didn't get the type of attention that Jalen's getting right now. The last few pictures you've seen are pictures of some of the starting quarterbacks from Super Bowl champs for the past 16 years or so. Looking at these pictures, is there anything that jumps out to you about Jalen in comparison to the rest of these guys? Well, for starters, he's black. There have been 59 Super Bowls, but only 8 teams have had a black man as the starting quarterback for their team. Out of that number, only 4 different black starting QBs have ever won the Super Bowl. Hurts had to beat one of those past winners, Patrick Mahomes, to win this year's championship. Second, he's easy on the eyes. While in the movies, quarterbacks are portrayed as good-looking guys, life doesn't always work out that way. At least not where NFL QBs are concerned. While hardcore football fans could care less what their QB looks like, as long as he can win some games, certain segments of society definitely pay attention to those types of things. Hurts is attractive, young, rich, and by everything you hear, also a good guy. You know, if he wasn't, we would have heard that bad stuff by now. In particular, black women have fallen hard for him. Why is that? Besides what we mentioned above, he loves his mother, not in a mama's boy way, but in a healthy way. He credits her with inspiring him throughout his life, while also teaching him about tenacity. Next, he also doesn't just love his mother, he loves black women. In a short video he made specifically for black women, he said that he appreciated us. He thanked sisters for being who they are and for showing up the way we do. He also told them that he sees us. He loves black women for being trailblazers as well as for being loving, kind-hearted, and resilient. His words were important because black women are not always portrayed in the most positive light in the media. How could we not love a guy who took the time to shout us out like that? And he wasn't just paying lip service with what he said. He's currently married to a black woman. Okay, come on now. Saying that is no judgment on what choices anyone else has made in who they pick as their significant other. It's merely a statement of fact. Congratulations to Jalen and Brianna on their recent nuptials, surrounded by loved ones and family. He also is an advocate for women when it comes to business. His agent, Nicole Lynn, is a black woman and president of Clutch Sports football operations. Lest you think she's only in that position because she's black, she also negotiated a record-breaking 5-year, $255 million contract for Hurts. The contract made him the highest paid player in NFL history. Furthermore, his entire staff is made up of women, as his communications, management, and marketing teams are headed by them. That's very rare in any sport, and Hurts unapologetically appreciates them for what they do for him. Jalen is also very humble, and he believes in God. Even after winning the biggest game in his life, the biggest emotions the person interviewing him could get out of him was a slight smile and some very low-key comments about still letting everything soak in. It was only later we got to see a little bit more emotion from him. There is a video of him hugging his father for a long time, seemingly letting the moment wash over the both of them. There was also the picture of him sitting on the floor enjoying a cigar, clinging to the Super Bowl trophy trophy as he nodded his head serenely to Frankie Beverly and Maze's happy feelings, enjoying the fruits of victory. Everybody likes a humble winner. Getting back to his dad, Jalen has a very good relationship with him. His father was also the football coach in his high school. In a refreshing perspective on Black fathers, Hurts often credits his father with being there for him throughout his entire life, both on and off the field. Unfortunately, we often hear about famous athletes who only heard from their fathers after they made it big. Finally, Hurts is a man who carries himself like an older, distinguished gentleman. And we mean that in the best possible way. He's dedicated to his craft, always looks and dresses like he's about business, doesn't spend his money frivolously, and always likes to say,
keep the main thing the main thing.
Honestly, what's not to like about the guy? Even people who don't like the Eagles like Jalen Hurts. Jalen is a man of integrity, and although when asked if he planned to visit the White House to commemorate the Super Bowl win, he kept silent and allowed his actions to speak louder than words by declining the White House invitation. Even President Trump, who is known for roasting any and everybody, Fed careers and all, didn't take the opportunity to speak on the matter. Former Super Bowl champ Malcolm Jenkins expressed admiration for Jalen's decision not to attend, writing in a Substack article that he, being Jalen Hurts, solidifies himself as a selfless leader, willing to risk comfort to honor his values. He shows the next generation what it looks like to stand on principle, not just play for the applause. Very nicely stated, Mr. Jenkins. We'll close our story with a quote from Jalen. The quote is appropriate when you remember how he's battled through doubts and questions from those who didn't believe in him. Even as recently as a few games prior to his Super Bowl win, pundits and fans were questioning him and the way he was playing. He likes this quote so much, he's had it trademarked. Goes like this.
I had a purpose before anyone had an opinion.
Well, there you have it. Complete and total fangirling by a middle-aged woman with great taste in men. Mwah. Ain't that right, baby?
Yeah.
Please share your opinions in the comments about Jalen, the Eagles, or his league of extraordinary gentle ladies. Take care and stay blessed. Bye.